Okay. Hello everyone and very good afternoon once again. So welcome back to the today's session of theoretical probability distribution. So welcome everyone and very good afternoon. So who all are live here? Come on, hit the chat box. Om Prasad is live, Ujjwal, Rishu, Kanishka, Rajshri. Great. So in today's class, we will be doing the most important topic of this chapter, which is known as normal distribution, or it is also known as Gaussian distribution. So this is one of the most important topic of this chapter. Okay, Vishnu is on the board. Vishnu, welcome Vishnu, Vikram, Pranjali Ramnath, Priyanka Mishra, and Vikku Kumar. Welcome everyone. So let us start our session. Now, here we are talking about the normal distribution. In first session, we had discussed that probability distribution was divided into two parts. First was discrete and second continuous. Under discrete, we had studied binomial distribution and Poisson distribution. But when we are talking about continuous probability distribution, then normal distribution is one of the best distribution under the head continuous distributions. All right. So let us read from this paragraph here. The two distributions discussed so far, namely binomial and Poisson, are applicable when random variable is discrete. In case of continuous random variable like height, weight, it is impossible to distribute the probability among different mass points because between two unequal values, there remain an infinite number of values. That means when we are talking about height, when we are talking about weight, there are many values. There is no fixed value. Okay, like a height of one person will be only 5 feet or 5.6, only 6. So there is no certain restriction here. So all these come under the head continuous probability distribution. So under the continuous distribution, the values move from minus infinity to plus infinity. So thus a continuous random variable is defined in terms of probability density function. For continuity, what we have to do? We have to define probability density function. And provided, of course, such a function really exists if fx satisfies the condition. So what is the condition? That fx should be greater than equal to 0 and value of x belongs to minus infinity to plus infinity. So overall, here our limit is from minus infinity to plus infinity. And the total of the all probability is always equal to 1. That is always fixed. So there is no change in the total. Total will always remain same. Okay, so let us come towards this topic. So normal distribution is one of the most important probability distribution, and it was given by many statisticians, but the main statistician who gave this normal distribution topic is known as Carl Gauss. His name is Carl Gauss, and because of him, this normal distribution is also known as Gaussian distribution. So this normal distribution was given by Carl Gauss. So because of him, this distribution is known as Gaussian distribution. So here there are two parameters. We have learned about parameters in binomial. N and P were the parameters. In Poisson, mean was the parameter. And in normal distribution, there are again two parameters. And what are those parameters? One is mu and second one is neta square. Mu and neta square. So these are the two parameters. Two parameters. So normal distribution is known as biparametric distribution. Normal distribution is known as biparametric distribution because it is having two parameters. One is mu and second one is neta square. Mu means mean and neta square is variance. So mean and variance, these are the two parameters. These are the two parameters. Okay. So we can write it as x belongs to normal distribution with parameters mu and neta square. Now we will write the probability density function. In short, we can say as PDF. What is PDF? It is probability density function. Probability density function. The formula is very simple. 1 divided by neta root 2 pi. 1 upon neta root 2 pi. Multiply by e to the power of minus x minus mu whole square divided by 2 neta square So this is the formula for probability density function, where the value of x lies from minus infinity to plus infinity. So always we have to check this limit. X must belong to minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is the formula for probability density function. And based on this formula, many questions come into exams. Okay, so we will be doing questions based on this formula also. So this is one of the important formula for our examination. Now, here we are talking about mu and neta. These are the constant and their standard deviation is greater than 0. Now let us understand some of the characteristics of normal distribution. Some of the characteristics of normal distribution. So normal distribution is a bell-shaped curve. This is basically a bell-shaped curve. And the curve and the tail of the curve extends till infinity. The tail of the curve extends till infinity. On left hand side, it extends till minus infinity, and on right hand side, it will extend till plus infinity. That means the tail never touches the axis. Tail never touches axis. So this tail will never touch the axis. It will extend up to infinite. Okay, so from minus infinity to plus infinity. And in between, what is there in between? In between, there is mu. In between, this is known as mu, and mu means here it can be mean, it can be median, or it can be mode. That means in central place, in this point, all values are same. That means in case of normal distribution, mean is equal to median is equal to mode. All are equal. So we have to remember this property. Whenever we are talking about normal distribution, mean is equal to median and it is equal to mode. Okay. So this will happen in case of normal distribution. So it is a bell-shaped curve and it has a single peak. That means there will be one highest point, and this highest point will be mode, and this will be median, and this will be also mean. So this is the highest. There will be one highest peak. So since there is one highest peak, so it will be having single mode. It is having single mode. That is why it is known as unimodal. Normal distribution is known as unimodal, whereas in binomial and in Poisson distribution, we read that they can be unimodal or bimodal. That means they can have two modes, but here in normal distribution, there is single mode. That is why it is known as unimodal. Unimodal. All right. Now the area on both the sides, that is on the left hand side and right hand side, is always equal. Area on left hand side and on right hand side is always equal. That is before mu, there is 50% area, and after mu, there is again 50% of the area. So on both the sides, area is equal. That means if we write in terms of decimal, it can be written as 0.5 on left hand side and 0.5 on the right hand side. In other words, we can write it as minus infinity to mu. From minus infinity to mu, the area is 0.5. From mu to infinity, the area is again 0.5. And the total means from minus infinity to plus infinity is equal to 1. And here area means probability. Here area means probability. So value of probability lies from 0 to 1. Same here is area. So value of area also will lies from 0 to 1. And the total of area is always equal to 1. Similar to the total of the probability is also equal to 1. All right. So these are some basic characteristics, some basic features we have discussed till now. Now there is one more thing. We say there is a point which is known as point of inflection. There is a point which is known as point of inflection. Now, what is point of inflection? You might have studied this point in your economics part, which is law of variable proportion. Law of variable proportion, and there you have read the point of inflection. So point of inflection is a point where curve changes its shape, from concave to convex or convex to concave. So that point is known as the point of inflection. So here also we can mark such point, like this is the point we have marked here, and on opposite side also these are the 2 points where curve is changing shape, that is from bottom to up and then moving forward, bottom to up and then moving forward. Same is with downwards following and then going forward. So in this way there are 2 such points where curve is changing its shape. That means curve is taking a sharp turn. That point is known as point of inflection. Okay. So let us talk some more characteristics here. Yes. So normal distribution is known as a symmetrical distribution. Symmetrical means what? We have studied in binomial also. Symmetric means where P and Q were equal. That means the probability of success is equal to probability of failure. That means 0.5. That was symmetric. So the normal distribution is a symmetrical distribution because the area on both the sides is equal. So that is why it is known as symmetrical distribution. But when we see that there is an area or the curve is made in such a way that area on one side is more and area on other side is less. Here we can say that area on right hand side is more. So it is known as skewed distribution, or we can say positively skewed distribution, because area on right hand side is more as compared to the left hand side. So such kind of distribution is known as skewed distribution. Skewed distribution, or it can also be written as asymmetrical distribution. Asymmetrical distribution. All right. So whenever the area on both the sides is different, it is skewed, and on both the sides it is equal, it is known as symmetrical distribution. So normal distribution is always symmetrical. This we know that. Okay. Okay, Priyanka is focusing on some other part, I think. Priyanka, you are talking about economics, but we are talking about mathematics today, and our chapter will finish today. All right. So please focus on this chapter. Yes, Soumya, you are correct. Now let us take some more of the features. Yes, now how to calculate this point of inflection. So these 2 points can be calculated as, see, there are 2 points of inflection. One is on the left hand side, second is on the right hand side. So the point which is on left hand side, it is coming before mu. It is coming before mu. So its formula can be written as mu minus neta. So we have to subtract something from mu. So we have subtracted standard deviation from mu, that is from mean, and we have got left hand point of inflection. And on right hand side, this is more than mu, so we can write mu plus neta. So mu minus neta and mu plus neta, these are the 2 point of inflection. Mu minus neta and mu plus neta, these are the 2 points of inflection. Okay, these are the 2 points of inflection. So you can see here in this point number 5, the point of inflection are mu minus neta and it is mu plus neta. So it is that point where the curve changes its curvature from concave to convex and from convex to concave. Convex to concave. All right. Now there are some other formulas also. Let's discuss them. Now there is a point which is known as standard normal distribution. Till now we were talking about normal distribution, but when some of the values are fixed, that distribution is known as standard normal distribution. So we can write here the standard normal distribution. So when some of the values in normal distribution are fixed, it becomes normal distribution. Which of those values are fixed? So when the mean is 0, when mean becomes 0 and standard deviation is equal to 1, when mean, or we can say mu, is equal to 0 and standard deviation is equal to 1, then this distribution is known as standard normal distribution. So basically the shape of the normal distribution is dependent on both these values, that is on mean and standard deviation, because the 2 parameters are mean and variance. So because of this, because of these values, normal distribution is having a bell-shaped curve. Okay. Now there is a relationship between mean deviation and standard deviation and quartile deviation and also standard deviation. So what is that relationship? The relationship says mean deviation is equal to 0.7979 standard deviation. Mean deviation is equal to 0.7979. Since it is close to 80%, that is 0.8. So that is why we will write the standard format of 0.80 standard deviation. So this is the standard formula. Mean deviation is equal to 0.8 of standard deviation. Or we can say, if we multiply standard deviation by 80%, we will get mean deviation. We will get mean deviation. So this is the relationship between mean deviation and standard deviation. And you might have discussed this relationship in dispersion chapter also. In dispersion chapter also it was discussed. Now, second relationship is between quartile deviation and standard deviation. So quartile deviation is equal to 0.675 standard deviation. Quartile deviation is equal to 0.675 of neta. So this is the second relation. So MD equal to 0.8 of neta and QD is equal to 0.675 of neta. This 0.675 is the fixed value and this we have to multiply with neta. All right. So we have discussed here a standard normal distribution. Standard normal distribution means where mean is 0 and standard deviation is 1. When these are the values, then the distribution is known as standard normal distribution. So if there is a question, what is the question? In standard normal distribution, what is the value? What is the value of mean deviation? Now you have to calculate this. The question is very simple. In case of standard normal distribution, find out the value of mean deviation. So what you will answer? So what will be the answer? So we know that mean deviation is equal to 0.8 of standard deviation. And in case of standard normal distribution, neta is equal to 1. So that is why mean deviation will be 0.8. Mean deviation will be 0.8. And if quartile deviation was asked, like find the quartile deviation in case of standard normal distribution, then what will be the answer? Then what will be the answer? So quartile deviation is 0.675 into standard deviation. That is 1. So result will be 0.675. 675. Okay. Chavi says value will be given or not? No. Standard deviation for standard normal distribution, values will not be given. You have to remember these two values. Mean is 0 and standard deviation is 1. These two values you have to remember for standard normal distribution. And all these formulas also we have to remember for our exams. Swami is asking about this relation is about mean or median. See, here the relationship is of standard, because in case of standard deviation, we always take deviation from mean. There is no median, there is no mode. So always deviation is taken from mean whenever we talk about standard deviation. All right. So you have to simply remember these formulas. So this was the question for standard normal distribution. Yes, many of you have given the correct answer. Naman has given, Kanishka, Gajendra, Rishu, Srasti, Vishnu, and Adivya. Yes, everyone is correct. Great. Manisha is also correct. Rushita is also correct. Nice. So this was standard normal distribution. Now, okay, let us take some more formulas here. All formulas are given first, and after that, we will be taking all the questions. Now, how to calculate quartiles here? How to calculate quartile with the help of mean and standard deviation. So what are quartiles? Quartile divides an arranged series into 4 equal parts. Quartile divides an arranged series into 4 equal parts. So if we are talking about the normal distribution, in center point we are having mean, median, and then mode. Since median is into the center, first quartile will come before median, First quartile will come before median, and third quartile will come after median. And where will second quartile come? So median is only known as the second quartile. All right. So how to calculate the first quartile? So for calculating first quartile, we have to subtract from mu. So mu minus 0.675 neta. This is Q1. First quartile is equal to mu minus 0.675 neta. And for Q3, we can write mu plus 0.675 neta, because Q3 comes after mu. And what about Q2? Q2 is nothing but the median only, so it is equal to mu. So these are the next set of formulas which we have to remember. Smith says the relation between MD and QD is same as into dispersion. Yes, it is same. All right. So these are the formulas for Q1, Q2, and Q3. So here, whenever we are talking about normal distribution, so in normal distribution, median can be computed as Q1 plus Q3 divided by 2. Only in case of normal distribution, median is equal to Q1 plus Q3 upon 2. Okay. Now let's come towards the next part. So now I am taking questions first so that we can apply all these formulas which we have discussed now. Now 17.20, for a random variable x, the probability density function is given by. So what is the question asking? The probability density function is given by, so this function is given. This is the given function. Now identify the distribution and find its mean and variance. So overall, we have to find out the mean and variance. Mean and variance. So value of x lies from minus infinity to plus infinity. So it is a continuous function and it comes under the normal distribution. Now, how to calculate mean and variance? See, we write the formula first. What is our formula for PDF? It is 1 upon neta root 2 pi multiplied by e to the power of minus x minus mu whole square upon 2 neta square. So this was the formula for PDF. And now what is the given function? The function is 1 upon root pi multiplied by e to the power of minus x minus 4 whole square, and upon there is nothing, so we can write as 1. Now we have to compare these two. We have to compare the given function and the formula. On comparison, we can easily find out the value of mean. On comparison, we can easily find out the value of mean. So you can see that easily. X, and here also it is x, minus minus, and then mu, and instead of mu here we are having 4. So in place of mu we are having 4. That means we can conclude that mean is equal to 4. Simply by comparing, we can judge that mean is equal to 4. Now in denominator, the formula is 2 neta square, but here it is 1. Here it is 1. So in place of 2 neta square, there is 1. So 2 neta square is equal to 1. That means neta square is equal to 1 by 2. So this is the variance. So question has asked to find out mean. So mean is 4 and variance is half. So both we have computed, mean as well as variance. Okay. So in this manner, we can easily compare and calculate the required things. All right. Now we are moving towards next example, which is 17.21. If the two quartiles of a normal distribution are 47.3 and 52.70 respectively. So what is given here? Question says the two quartiles are this. So whenever we are talking about two quartile means Q1 and Q3. So Q1 is 47.3 and Q3 is 52.7. 52.7. Now, what is the mode of the distribution? We have to calculate mode. Also find the mean deviation about median of this distribution. We have to simply calculate the mean deviation. So whether it is about mean, median or mode, it makes no difference here. So first of all, we know that mean is equal to median is equal to mode. All are equal. So from Q1 and Q3, we can calculate anything, mean, median or mode. We will get our result. So we have just understood that for calculation of median, what can be done? Q1 plus Q3 divided by 2. This can be done. So 47.30 plus 52.70 upon 2. So how much we are getting? We are getting 50. So median is equal to 50. Median is equal to 50. Okay. So if median is 50, that means mode is also 50, mean is also 50. So everything is equal to 50. So 50 is the required result. 50 is the required result. Okay. All right. Now, also the question is asking about mean deviation. Now, how to calculate the mean deviation? How can we calculate mean deviation? So for mean deviation, we know that it is 0.8 of standard deviation. So we have to calculate standard deviation first. So we can calculate as Q1 is equal to mu minus 0.675 of standard deviation. Q1 is 47.30. Then mean is equal to 50 minus 0.675 of standard deviation. So from this, we can derive the value of standard deviation. So 0.675 neta is equal to 2.70. So from here, standard deviation is equal to 4. So let's substitute the value. So we are getting mean deviation as 3.20. 3.20. This is mean deviation. All right. So in this manner, we can easily calculate. Okay, Swasti is asking to repeat example number 17.2. See, in example number 17.2, what we have to do, we are given probability density function. So we have simply compared with the formula. On comparing, we found that instead of mu, in place of mu, 4 is written. In place of mu, 4 is written. So that is why mean is equal to 4. That is why mean equal to 4. Similarly, in place of 2 neta square, 1 is written. So comparing both sides, we get neta square is equal to half. So simply you have to compare and get the result. 17.22 is also based on this concept. Let's understand that also so that you will get more clarity. 17.22. Find the point of inflection. You have to find the point of inflection of the normal curve. Now, PDF is given and we have to find the point of inflection. So we know that for point of inflection, the formula is mu one divided by 4 root of 2 pi multiplied by e to the power of minus x minus 10 whole square upon 32. Now we will compare this with our formula. So what is our formula? 1 upon neta root 2 pi multiplied by e to the power of minus x minus mu whole square divided by 2 neta square. Now compare both of them. So on comparing, we can see that x and x minus and minus mu and 10. So in place of mu 10 is written. In place of mu 10 is written. So mean is equal to 10. Mean is equal to 10. Okay. Great. Now what we have to do, we have to compare the other thing. Here it is neta root 2 pi and here it is 4 root 2 pi. That means in place of neta, the value is 4. The value is 4. That means standard deviation comes as 4. Now we have to calculate the 2 point of inflection. So mu minus neta. It becomes 10 minus 4, that is 6. And second one is mu plus neta, that is 10 plus 4, which is equal to 40. So these are the 2 point of inflection. All right. So it becomes very easy. Himanshu Gupta says crystal clear. इतना complex topic भी easy लग रहा है आपकी वजह से. That's great, Himanshu. Good going. So see, actually statistics is not actually difficult or mathematics is not actually difficult. But if understood in a proper manner, it becomes very, very easy for us. Vinayak says it is very easy and interesting. That's great. Akansha and Rashtriya has given the answer. Perfect. Yes. So these are the 2 point of inflection which we have calculated. Okay. Let's move further. And now there are some questions based on area. So we will discuss the next topic first, the next formula, which is area based question. Now we will be doing. Now what is this area based question? So first of all, we will write the formula. Z is equal to x minus mu upon neta. Z is equal to x minus mu upon neta. Now what is x here? X always means, yes, the required value. Required value. What is required? That we will write in x. What is mu? Mu means the mean or median or mode, whatever you can say. Neta is simply the standard deviation. And what is z here? Now you have to be careful with this z. This z is not mode. This Z is not the mode. So be careful here. This Z is not mode. Then what is this Z here? Z is a value. Z is a value which represent area. Which represent area. Z is used to express area. Z is used to find area. So Z is not the area, but Z is used to find the area. Okay. With the help of Z, we will find out the area. So Z is basically used for normal distribution, and we are having a Z table from where we have to extract some values and solve the question. Like similar to what we do in logarithm. So for log, for each and every value of log, we refer to the log table, and from there we extract the values and solve the question. So similar is the case with normal distribution also. We extract the value of Z from the normal table, and from that, after that, we apply into the question. Okay, so what is the formula? It is x minus mu upon neta. Okay, great. So Aditya says, thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session. You're most welcome. Srushti says, perfectly understood. Thank you so much. All right. So this is the formula. Now, how to apply this formula? So we are taking one big example. So in that example, we are taking, let's say, mu, that is mean, equal to 12, standard deviation as 4. Okay, mean is 12, standard deviation is 4. Now what we have to calculate? So we are doing the first part now. We have to calculate, let's say, probability when x is more than equal to 20. Or we can say first we are doing for 16. Find probability when x is more than equal to 16. All right. So first of all, what we have to do here, we have to prepare a diagram for normal distribution. So we are preparing a normal curve. So this is a normal curve. Okay. And in the center, we are having mu. In the center, we are having mu. On left hand side, it is minus infinity. And on right hand side, it is plus infinity. Left hand side minus infinity and right hand side plus infinity. In center, we are having mu. So let's substitute the values. Mu is equal to 12. Mu is equal to 12. Now you have to say, now you have to check what is our requirement. Our requirement is x should be greater than equal to 16. So where 16 will come? You have to tell me where 16 will come. On right hand side of 12 or left hand side of 12? Come on. On right hand side of 12 or on left hand side of 12, where it will come? So of course 16 is on right hand side of 12. So we can put here, let this be x is equal to 16. X is equal to 16. Now what is the required area? So it says x should be greater than equal to 16, more than 16. So from 16 you have to check which is the required area. More than 16 means right hand side of 16 or left hand side of 16. You have to check here, right hand side of 16 or left hand side. So since it is more than 16, we have to mark the right hand side of 16. So this is the required area. All right, this green part, this shaded part is the required area. This is what we have to calculate. This is what we have to calculate. All right. Now, yes, most of you have given the answers. Right hand side, right hand side, right hand side. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you are very interactive. That's good. So this right hand side is the required area. This we have to calculate. Now what we have to see, whenever we are preparing the normal curve and into the center, if we write the value of z, z is always 0. When we are talking about the center point, that is the place where we are writing mean, at that place z is always equal to 1. Z is always equal to 1. Now we have to calculate z at x equal to 16. We have to calculate z at x equal to 16. So we will calculate here by using our formula. So our formula says x minus mu upon neta. So what is x? So according to question, x is 16. What is mean? It is 12. What is standard deviation? It is 4. So how much we are getting? 1. So z is equal to 1. Z is equal to 1. All right. Now there will be a table value given in the question. So let's write the value here. Z from 0 to 1 is equal to 0.3413. Let's say this is the given value in the question. All right. Z from 0 to 1 is 0.3413. So we can write this here 3413. Z from 0 to 1, it is 0.3413. But this is not the required area. We require the area which is after this. So we already know that from mu to infinite, the whole area is 0.5. The total area is 0.5. And from 0 to 1, the area is 0.3413. So we have to find out the required area. So what will be the required area? So this required area will be 0.5 minus 0.3413. 0.5 minus 0.3413. So how much we are getting? 0.1587. 0.1587. So this is the result. This is the result. Okay. So we will practice 2-3 times this pattern, and you will find this will become very much easier for you. It is very, very, very easy to understand using this concept. And after that, you can solve each and every question of this topic by this method. So this is the secret method which only few teachers use. Otherwise, most of the teachers don't use this kind of method, but this method is so much easy. All right. Understood? So what we have to do, the first step is we have to draw the diagram. We have to plot the values. In middle, we have written mean. Now 16 equal to 16 we have pointed out. After that, we have computed z 0 and then z1. Now the value from 0 to 1 was already given into the question. So we have to find out the area which is beyond that 1. So for that, we have calculated 0.5 minus the area from 0 to 1. All right. Okay, let us take some more question like this. The second part. In second part, we have to find probability when x is greater than equal to 20. And the table value given is z from 0 to 2 is 0.4772. This is the table value given. Now again, we have to solve by the same method. Let us do it one more time. So we are drawing the normal curve. Yes, this is the normal curve. In middle, we have taken mu, left hand side minus infinity, and right hand side plus infinity. All other values are same. Okay, all other values are same. So mean we are taking again as 12. Now again you have to see x more than equal to 20. So more than equal to 20 means what? It will come after 12 or before 12. So of course it will come after 12. That means right hand side of 12. Right hand side of 12. So we will mark here x. X is equal to 20. Now what is the required area? Now, what is the required area? So we are asked about x more than equal to 20. So since it is more than, so the right hand side will be more than 20. So that is why we are marking this required area. So this is the required area. Okay. All right. Rangana says why we have taken 0.5. See, we have discussed in our introductory part, that is the area of left hand side pole is 0.5 and area on right hand side is also 0.5. So because of that, we have taken 0.5. All right. Okay. So now the next step is Z. So in the center, in the middle, Z is equal to 0. Z is equal to 0. And when x equal to 20, at that point, what is the value of z? So we can calculate x minus mu upon neta. So what is the value of z? It is simply 2. Now, value from 0 to 2 is given in the question. What is that value? It is 0.4772. It is already given into the question. But this is not the required area. The required area lies beyond this. So we can find the required area as 0.5 minus 0.4772. So how much we are getting? 0.0228. It becomes the required area. So we can say area or we can say probability, both meaning the same. All right. Pushpa says amazing way of teaching, easily understood, sir. That's good. Varsha Dubey says getting easier to understand. That's amazing. Shonaya has also understood very well. Okay, Mitra, you have got your answer. Now let us take another part based on this concept. The third one. The third part says find out the probability when value of x is less than equal to 8. Value of x is less than equal to 8. This we have to find out. So again, doing all things in the similar manner, the table values are same. That is z from 0 to 1 is 0.3413 and z from 0 to 2 is 0.4772. So table values are same. All right. So we have to compute this third part. Let's do this one more time. So we are drawing the normal curve. In center, mu minus infinity on left plus infinity on right. All other values are same. So mu is 12. Now, what is our requirement? We require x less than equal to 8. Now you have to check where will 8 come, on left hand side of 12 or right hand side of 12. 8 will of course come on left hand side of 12. All right. So we will write 8 on left hand side. X is equal to 8. X is equal to 8. Now what is the value of z? In middle it is 0. And when x equal to 8, what is the value of z? So z equal to 8 minus 12 divided by 4. That means minus 1. Z is negative. So on left hand side, Z is negative. On right hand side, Z is positive. In the center, Z is 0. See, only we are talking about Z, not the probability, because probability cannot be 0, area cannot be 0, but Z can be 0. So if Z is 0, sorry, probability can never be negative, area can never be negative. All right. So Z is 0, that means we are talking about the middle. When Z is positive, that means we are talking about right hand side. And when Z is negative, it is indication for left hand side. That is the required area is on left hand side. Okay. Now we have to mark the required area. Okay, so now we have to mark the required area. It is less than equal to 8. Now less than is what? So less than 8 means the left hand part of 8. Left hand part of 8. So we will mark this left hand part of 8. All right. Now again we know that from 0 to 1, the area is 0.3413. Whether it is z positive or negative, but value is 0 to 1, that is the same 0.3413. So what will be the required area? The required area will be 0.5 minus 0.3413. That is 0.1587. This is the answer. 0.1587. This is the final answer. Okay. Understood? Okay, Rishu says this is chiller to me now. That's great. Priyanka says, can we solve this question without diagram also? Yes, of course, you can solve this question without diagram, but after having some perfection. In your starting few questions, you have to practice with this diagram. After that, you can prepare this diagram in your mind and solve these questions. All right. But in the initial questions, you have to practice by making the diagram so that after that you can prepare the diagram in your mind and calculate it easily. All right. Now let us come towards the fourth part, which says find out the probability when x is more than equal to 4. More than equal to 4. Now I want answer from you guys now. X more than equal to 4. And yes, in the previous question, you have to remember that area will not be negative. So 0.1587 will be positive. It cannot be negative. What will be negative? Only Z. Z can be negative, and that negative sign indicates the left hand side of the curve. Okay. But area, or we can say probability, can never be negative. Yes. So come on, guys. You have to solve for x more than equal to 4. Rangana says value will be given in the question or we have to learn by heart. So you don't have to learn these values. These values will be given in the exams. All right. So I'm waiting for your answers. Till then, I'm preparing the diagram. You can comment your answers. I need perfect answer for this. So you have to be careful with the signs here x greater than equal to 4 is there. So just a small twist is there. You have to see that. That's great. Everyone is enjoying now this chapter. That's amazing. I'm waiting for your answers. Amazing. Many of you given the correct answer. That's great. 0.9772. Akansha gave 0.9772. Cherry also says 0.9772. Now, some of you have given the answers 0.0228 and some have given the answers 0.4772. That's great. So you have reached up to a certain level, but out of these three answers, only one answer is correct. That is 0.9772. Let's understand how this answer is correct. So first of all, we have to mark 4. So where is 4? 4 is on the left hand side, right? So we are writing x equal to 4. And at 4, we know that z is equal to -2. And for mu, z is equal to 0. Now, the most important thing is x is more than equal to 4, not less than. In the previous question, it was less than, but here it is more than 4. So more than 4 means right hand side of 4. Right hand side of 4. Up to where? Up to 12 or up to infinite? So more than 4 means up to infinite. Up to infinite. So we have to mark this area up to infinite. So this is the shaded area. This is the required area. All right. Now how to get this? So we know that from 0 to 2, the area is 0.4772. 0.4772. And from mu to infinite, the area is 0.5. So we have to add this and we will get our complete area. So the complete area will become 0.5 plus 0.4772. The final result is 0.9772. So this is the required area. Yes, now is great. Most of you have given the answers. Sahil says you are the best maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much. So Jyoti, Sumit, everyone has now given the correct answers. That is 0.9772. That's amazing. All right, so these were the 4 parts. Now we are taking few more parts so that you can get the crystal clear clarity and there will be no chance of any mistake. All right, so let us take some more parts here. The 5th one. Find out the value of probability where x lies from 8 to 16. Yes, this is the question now. Find the probability from 8 to 16. 8 to 16. Yes. A bit change in the question, but you can do in the similar manner. Come on. You can give the answer. Yes, Priyanka, this question is a hypothetical question. I have taken all these figures, right? And 0.5 is yes fixed because left hand side and right hand side, the area is fixed 0.5. Okay. So come on, I want answer from you guys. Probability from 8 to 16. Come on. I'm drawing the diagram. Till then you can answer. You have to check here where 8 will come, where 16 will come, and the most important, what will be the required area. So all this you have to check now. Yes, many of you have given the answer. That's amazing. Who has given? Anurag has given. Anurag is correct, 0.6826. Then Naman says, and Rekha. Rekha, you have to check your answer. So Anurag's answer is correct. Naman's answer is also correct. So see, we have to mark both the values here. So mean is 12. 8 will come on left hand side. 8 will come on left hand side and 16 will come on right hand side. And the area is from 8 to 16. 8 to 16. So this will be the required area. This is the required area. So when we talk about Z, in center it is 0. On left hand side it is -1. And at 16 it is +1. So from 0 to 1, the required area is 0.3413, and also on left hand side 0 to -1 it is 0.3413. On both sides it is 0.3413. We can combine them and find the required result. So the required result is 0.3413 plus 0.3413, and we are getting 0.6826. Yes. So this is the correct answer. Now Patel Rasik Bhai has also given, and Ujjwal has given. Then Soumya is also correct. Dhruv, Prakash, great, everyone. Manisha, Tejas, Hiral Chauhan, Shanaya, Rajshri. Now everyone has given the correct answer. That's great. So I think now it's more easier for you. Great. Now let us take the next part. Next part is very, very much easy, and because of its easiness, most of the students give incorrect answer, but you have to give correct one. The question says, find out the probability when x is equal to 16. When x is equal to 16, this you have to calculate. X is equal to 16. Come on. What will be the answer? Yes, Vishnudev, we have taken mu as 12 in all the questions. So this is the given information. And Mitra is asking about, we are not deducting 0.5. See, there is no rule of deducting 0.5 at each and every place. So we have to mark the shaded area, and accordingly, we have to calculate our result. So every time we don't have to subtract 0.5. So now for the sixth part, what will be the answer? Come on, be careful. X is equal to 16. So the required area is on left hand side or right hand side? because x is equal to 16. It is not less than 16. It is not more than 16. It is neither less than 16, not more than 16. That means it is a single dot. It is having a single dot. And single dot means there is no area, that is neither on left hand side and nor on right hand side. So the result will be 0. Result will be 0. So whenever equal to is asked in such kind of questions, then it will be 0. All right, because it is neither left nor right. One more part, the last part for this set, and after that we will move towards the example. The seventh part, which says find out probability where x is less than equal to 16 divided by x more than 12. Less than equal to 16 divided by more than 12. Now what will happen? Okay, now what will happen? So this is into the form of a by b. So whenever there is probability of a by b, we had discussed this formula yesterday also. A by b means probability of a intersection b divided by probability of b, divided by probability of b. So in numerator, we have to write about the intersection, that is the common area, and upon we have to write probability of b. Okay, so let's make this diagram. So mean here is again 12. Then the two values are, one is 16 and other is 12 only. So this is x equal to 16. So if we mark the area of B, B says more than 12. More than 12, that is from 12 till infinite. From 12 till it is infinite. So from 12 till infinite, what is the area? So from mu to infinity, this area is whole 0.5. We already know this. From 12 to infinite, the area is 0.5. So in denominator, we can write as 0.5. Because in denominator, we have to write probability of B. So it is 0.5. Right? Now in numerator, what is there? A intersection B. So we have marked the area of B. Now we are marking the area of A. What is A? A is less than 16. Less than 16. That means left hand side of 16. So we are marking this left hand side of 16. So this whole left hand side, this whole left hand side. Now what is the common area? Common area is from this 12 to 16. Common area is from 12 to 16. That is from Z0 to Z1. This is the common area. This is the common area. So we have to find probability for this common area, that is from 0 to 1. And from 0 to 1, we already know the table value is given. It is 0.3413. It is 0.3413. So A intersection B less than 16 and more than 12. So what is common? 12 to 16 is common. Z from 0 to 1 is common. And value from 0 to 1 is 0.3413. So after dividing, what we will get? We will get the required result as 0.6826. Who has given the answer? Arzu. Great. Arzu has given the correct answer. Who else? Adivya. Yes, Adivi was the first to give the answer. That's correct. Anurag has also given the answer. Good. All right. So now we have discussed different patterns. Now you can move towards the example. Now, example number 17.23. If x is a standard normal variable such that probability from 0 to b is equal to a. From 0 to b, it is equal to a. Then what is the value of mod of x more than equal to b? See, here again, we can prepare the diagram. And what will happen in between it is mu. From 0 to b, so z here is 0. And here z is equal to b. The area is a. This is a. Now, if the value of z is negative, that is mod is written, because modulus is written. Modulus means after opening the modulus, we can get even positive or negative. Like after applying modulus, we always get a normal value with no sign. But if we remove the modulus sign, that means the value can be positive or it can be negative. So if we talk about this side, z equal to negative b, then also its area will be 1. So overall, what is the requirement? We don't require this area. We require the area beyond this. We require the area which is more than this. We require the area which is beyond this. So what is the required area? So this green part, the shaded area is the required area, because our requirement is mod of x more than greater than equal to b. So beyond this is our required area. So left hand side can be computed as 0.5 minus a. Right hand side is also 0.5 minus a. So total area equal to 0.5 minus a plus 0.5 minus a. So it will become 1 minus 2a. So 1 minus 2a will become the total area. All right. Done. Now, let us take the next example, which is 24. Now, before this, we have to understand one term, which is phi. Now, what is phi? This symbol is known as phi. Fi. This is phi. Now, phi means what? So, if say phi and then bracket 1 is written, this means phi 1 is equal to area from 0 to 1 plus 0.5. Whenever phi and then bracket 1 is written, it means area is from 0 to 1 and then we have to add 0.5. If phi 2 is written, that means area from 0 to 2 plus 0.5. So whenever phi and then a bracket value is coming, so we have to write in this manner. So this bracket value means what? This bracket value, this 1 means z. Here this 2 means z. So this value is nothing but the value of z. So we are taking area from 0 to 1, area from 0 to 2. This 1 and this 2 is nothing but the value of Z. So for example, what will be the value of phi 1? So phi 1 means area from 0 to 1 is 0.3413 and then plus 0.5. How much we are getting? 0.8413. 0.8413. And if there is phi 2 means what? 0.4772 plus 0.5. So how much we are getting? 0.9772. 0.9772. Okay. So if we add 0.5 in area, we get the value of phi. Now, sometimes what will happen, the question will not give the value of area. The question will give the value of phi. So if phi is given, then how to find the area? So from here, we can calculate that phi 1 minus, bringing 0.5 from the other side, phi 1 minus 0.5 is equal to area from 0 to 1. Similarly, phi 2 minus 0.5 is equal to area from 0 to 2. So whenever we require area and phi is given, just subtract 0.5 from it. Just subtract 0.5 from it and we will get our required area. All right. Great. So now, in this question number 24, X follows a normal distribution with mean as 50. So mean is given, that is mu. Variance is given, neta square. So what is the value of X more than equal to 60? And phi 1 is 0.8413. So see, phi is given and in bracket 1 is given. So this 1 says that Z will be 1. This 1 denotes that Z will be 1 and its area will be 0.8413 minus 0.5, that is 0.3413. Okay. Mean is 50. Variance is 100. So we have to calculate neta. Neta will be 10. So if we find the value of Z, it is X minus mean upon neta. So Z is equal to 1. So if we calculate, we can find that Z is equal to 1. Now what to do? We have to again prepare the diagram and solve this question. So what is our requirement? Our requirement is more than 60. So now you can prepare the diagram in your mind itself. How to prepare the diagram into mind? We know that mean is 50 and X is 60 and we require more than 60. So more than 60 is the required area. So since more than 60 is the required area, what we can do, we can subtract this 0.3413 from 0.5. We can subtract 0.3413 from 0.5 and we will simply get 0.1587. 0.1587. So this is the perfect answer. All right. Now we are taking example number 17.25. So this 17.25 is similar to the last part which we did. So if anybody is having some confusion in that seventh part, it will get cleared from this example. Okay, so we are taking this example. So first we read the question. If a random variable X follows normal distribution with mean as 120. So mean is given. Standard deviation is 40. This is also given. Find out the probability that P x less than equal to 150 divided by x greater than 120. Just similar question is there. Now you can easily solve this. Now you can easily solve this. So let's do this now. Preparing the curve first. This is mu. So how much is mean in this question? 120. And x is 150, which will come after 120. So x is 150. Now, what will be the required area? So the question says probability when x is less than equal to 150 divided by x is more than 120. So again, there is a formula for PA by B, which says probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B. So first of all, we can find out the probability of B, that is the denominator, more than 120. So what is the area for more than 120? What is the area for more than 120? See, from 120, we are moving towards infinity. We are moving towards infinity. So what is the area? The area is 0.5. So in denominator, we can write 0.5. Now talking about numerator. In numerator, we require A intersection B, that is common portion between A and B. So what is A? A says x is less than equal to 150. So less than 150 means left hand side of 150. Left side of 150. So we are marking this left side of 150. All right. Now, what is the common portion? From 120 to 150, this is the common portion. If we calculate the value of z here, what will come? So for z, it is equal to x minus mean upon standard deviation. So what is standard deviation? It is 40. So 30 divided by 40 is 0.75. So z here is 0.75. So value of z here is from 0 to 0.75. Now what is the area from 0 to 0.75? The question has given this. The question has given this. From z 0 to 0.75, it is 0.2734. So it is 0.2734. So we are writing here this part. This is 0.2734. So we can write this in numerator and then divide. So after dividing, you will get the result. So how much you are getting? 0.5468, or if you are rounding off, it is 0.55. So this is the required answer. All right. So this is A by B. So in this manner, we can solve such question. Okay, Miss Suba is asking about third and fourth part of that previous question. Okay, let me see. Yes, in the third part, we have taken probability of x less than equal to 8. Less than means, see here it is less than 8. So less than means left hand side will be the area. Left hand side will become the area. But here P x is more than equal to 4 is there. So since it is more than 4, that means right hand side will be the area. Right hand side will be the area. Okay. All right, Subha. To see how much colorful this is, how interesting it looks. Now 17.26 we can take. X is a normal variable with mean as 25. So see here, mean is given 25. Standard deviation is 10. Find the value of B such that the probability of interval 25, B is 0.4772 and the value of phi 2 is given. So in this, we are not required to calculate the probability. The probability is already given in the question, that is 0.4772. We are supposed to calculate the value of x, all right, but not the probability because probability is given. So what is our formula? See, this question is very, very easy. Don't see the given solution here. You will get confused. Just see this method which I'm doing. We know that z is equal to x minus mu upon neta. All right. Now you have to see what are the given values and just substitute them. So whether x is given, no, x is not given. Mean is given, yes, mean is there, 25. The standard deviation is given or not? Yes, it is 10. Now what about z? How we will put z here? How we are, what will be z here? So we have already discussed whenever there is phi and in bracket there is some value. Here in bracket 2 is there. So this 2 is nothing but the value of z. So we can write 2 in place of z. 2 in place of z. Now doing the cross multiplication, 20 is equal to x minus 25. So x will become 45. So this is your result. All right. This will be the result. Chandan is asking about from where we are getting 0.5 in every question. See, Chandan, you might have joined late because in the beginning of the session we have discussed how come is the area of 0.5. So 0.5 is the fixed area on left hand side and also on the right hand side. So it is always fixed. So if you have missed that part, you can see from the beginning. Sahil says, inter mein maths hoti hai kya? No. In intermediate, you don't have maths, but you will be having some applications of maths. Like in financial management, you will be getting simple interest, compound interest types of formula, present value based system will be there. All right. So X is 45 here. Okay. Ujjwal is asking about binomial distribution. Yes, in binomial distribution, we can have two modes. It is unimodal as well as bimodal. Now the most interesting question again, 17.27. In a sample of 500 workers of a factory, the mean wages and standard deviation of wages were found to be 500 and 48 respectively. So mean is given 500, standard deviation is given 48. So these two are the given values. These two are the given values. Now find the number of workers having wages more than 600. So what is our requirement? Find the number of workers having wages more than 600. So see, this is very interesting question. Overall, the number of workers are 500, and out of those 500, how many are having wages more than 600? So again, always prepare the diagram and write the given values. So let's make this. So this is the diagram. Mu. So mean is equal to 500. Mean is equal to 500. What is our requirement? More than 600. So 600 will come on right hand side, x equal to 600, and we require more than 600. The area will be right hand side of 600. So let's find the area first. So for this, in the middle, z is 0, and for 600 we have to find out the z. So z equal to x minus mean upon neta. So what is neta? It is 48. So see how much we are getting. 100 divided by 48. So we are getting 2.08. Z is 2.08. Now we have to write the value from 0 to 2.8. What is the value? 0 to 2.08. See, this example is not giving the value of this table. This table value is not given here, but in examination, whenever question based on normal distribution comes, table value will be given. So in this case, what we will do, we will see a table which is known as the normal distribution table, and we can extract the value of z from there. So we have to extract the value of 2.08. All right. So I'm taking you to the table. So this is the table. So first of all, I will show you the familiar values which we have done. So we have done value for 1. So you can see that value for 1 is 0.3413, right? Similarly, value of 2, I will show you 0.4772. This is the value of 2. But now we require 2.08. So 2 is here on the left hand side and the decimal value is on the upper hand. So we require 2.08. So we will see upside also 0.08, and this combination will take us to this 0.4812. So this 0.4812 is the value for Z0 to 2.08. Okay. So it is 0.4812. So now we can use this value. So we will write here 0.4812. So what will be the required area? The required area will be 0.5 minus 0.4812. Now we can subtract this and see how much we are getting. 0.0188. 0.0188. So this is the area. Now what is our requirement in the first part? The first part says you have to calculate the number of workers number of workers having wages more than 600. So for more than 600, what we have to do, we have to multiply the overall workers with this probability. So overall, there were 500 workers, and the probability of having wages more than 600 is 0.0188. After multiplying, we are getting 9.4. 9.4 workers. So since workers cannot be into decimal, so we can round it off and it will become 9 workers. So 9 workers are having their wages more than 600. More than 600. So simply you can use this method and solve each and every part of the question. Jyoti says we have to learn the table. No, you don't have to learn the table. If in any kind of exam values are not given, you can demand such table. Sometimes this topic comes in your graduation also. So at there also you can demand the table, the normal distribution table. You can demand and they will give you. Okay. But as far as our CA foundation is concerned, you will always get the values in the question. Archana says, where is this table given? This table is not given in our study material, but I have taken it from the Google also. So you can simply Google it and find this table. You will get it. You can write simple normal distribution Z table and you will get it. Normal distribution Z table and you will get it. Now, second part says less than 450. Second part requires less than 450. So let's do this question first. Mu is equal to here 500, and this time x is 450, and we require less than 450. We require less than 450. Let's find z. So z is equal to x minus mu upon neta. So see how much we are getting. 50 divided by 48 minus 1.04. This much we are getting, minus 1.04. Now we can again check the table and get the value here. So we require the value of 1.04. So 1.04 is in this column. It is 0.3508. 0.3508. 0.3508. Okay. Now, what is our requirement? We require less than 450. So we will subtract 0.5 minus 0.3508. So what is the result? It is 0.1492. 0.1492. And if you have to find out the number of workers, you can multiply it with 500. So you can see how much you are getting. 0.1492 multiplied by 500, it comes 74.6, and after rounding off, we get 75. So 75 workers are having their wages less than 450. Okay, Naman says this value is given, this table is given. Jyoti says this table is given. Great. So in the latest module, this table is now given in the appendix A13. So you can see the page number A13 in the appendix, and you will get this table. You will get this table. Okay. So the answer for second part is 75. And similarly, you can solve it for third part also. We require between 548 and 600. So similarly, you can do this now. All right. Now I will take one more question, 17.28. 28 says the distribution of wages of group of worker is known to be normal. That means it is normal distribution with mean as 500 and standard deviation as 100. If the wages of 100 workers, if the wages of 100 workers in the group are less than 430, what is the total number of workers in the group? We have to find out the total number of workers in the group. So again, see, we have to apply the same concept and find the result. So let's prepare the curve first. Mean. So we are having 500 as the mean. Now less than 430 is there. X is less than 430. So less than means this left hand side part. So this is the required area, left hand part. And this is having 100 workers. Now, first of all, we will find the area of this less than 430 part. So for this, we have to calculate the Z. So Z is equal to 430 minus 500 divided by standard deviation. So how much we are getting? Minus 0.7. 0.7. So again, we can see the value of 0 to 0.7. You can check the value. You can check the value 0.7 in the table. So how much we are getting? It is 0.2580. 0.2580. So what will be the remaining part? The remaining will be 0.5 minus 0.2580. So we are getting how much? 0.242. 0.242. So less than 430 is having area equal to 0.242. So if in this area there are 100 workers, there are 100 workers. So in the total area is equal to 1. So in the total area 1, how many workers will be there? In total area 1, how many workers will be there? Now we can do the cross multiplication and get the result. Because we know that 0.242 is having 100 workers. So one will have how many workers? So we can simply do cross multiplication and solve. So 0.242x is equal to 100. So x is equal to 100 divided by 0.242. So we are getting 413 workers. So here we are getting 413 workers. All right. Nisha says we need to learn this table. No, you are not supposed to learn the table. Then Chavi says, here the question is about mean and standard deviation and how to identify whether this question is from central tendency dispersion or it is from this probability distribution. See, always you will get the hint. Like in these questions, it is written that the distribution is normal. So normal is the first hint. Z value will be given, that will be your second hint. Now the third point. The third point means if you want to apply that dispersion chapter, which formula you will apply and whatever formula you will try, you will not get sufficient values here. You will not get sufficient values here. But when you apply this formula for probability distribution, you will see that all the given values are sufficient to apply the formula. Okay. So whenever there is confusion, write the formula and check which set of values are available and accordingly apply that formula if there is confusion. Otherwise, the question will be clear itself. Like the question is of binomial, it is of Poisson, or it is of normal. If E is there, then it is clear you are using Poisson. If probability is very, very low, that means you are using Poisson. All right. If Z is there, it is normal. So always there will be some hint or something written into the question. So there will be no confusion. All right. Okay. Yes, Nidhi, you can ask me separately. Don't worry. So all these questions are now similar. You can solve these. Okay. Now there is 17.30, one more question which we are doing today. 17.30. The mean of normal distribution. The mean of normal distribution is 500. So mean is clear. 16% of the values are greater than 600. So 16% values are greater than 600. What is the standard deviation of the distribution? So you have to calculate standard deviation. Now, don't see the solution again. Prepare your table. Prepare your curve and apply. Mean is 500. X is 600. And it is written that 16% of values are more than 600. So 16% is nothing but the area. 16% is the area. This is 0.16. That means the back part, the back portion will be 0.34 because the whole right hand side is 0.5. Right hand side is 0.5. More than 600 is 0.16. So from 500 to 600, it will automatically become 0.34, and that is also given in the question. Okay. So 16% is more than 300. That means 34% is from 500 to 600. This we have to extract. So we have extracted here, and for this z is given, like when the area is 0.34, z is 1. This is already given in the question. Z is 1. So we can write z here as 1. Now applying the formula, z equal to x minus mu upon neta. Z is 1, x is 600, neta is 500. Sorry, mu is 500 and neta. So what about neta? We have to find it out. So write it as neta. How much we are getting? 600 minus 500 upon 1. So neta is equal to 100. This is the standard deviation. Okay. So this is the standard deviation. Yes. Now the last concept which is left is this additive property or the addition rule. Yes, Mitra, you are correct. Now additive property. So here we know that if x follows normal distribution with parameter mu1 and neta 1 square, y follows normal distribution with parameter mu2 and neta 2 square, then x plus y will follow normal distribution with parameter mu1 plus mu2 and neta 1 square plus neta 2 square. So this is the property. So what we have to do? We have to simply add mu1 plus mu2. Here also variance 1 plus variance 2. Both we have to add. All right. So this is the question in 17.32. X and Y are independent normal variable with mean as 100 and 80 respectively. Standard deviation are 4 and 3 respectively. What is the distribution of x plus y? We have to find x plus y. So simply what we have to do for x plus y, mean will be 100 plus 80. That is 180. And standard deviation is given. So if we are to find out standard deviation, see what will happen. Neta 1 is 4. So we are writing 4 square plus neta 2 is 3, 3 square. So 16 plus 9, how much we are getting? 25. So 180 is mean, 25 is variance. If we have to find out standard deviation, we have to find out square root of 25. It will become 5. So mean is 180, standard deviation is 5. 180 and then 5. All right. Jyoti says now it is impossible to forget this concept. Yes, that's amazing because this diagram is one of the best way to solve the question, and now you cannot forget. Lakshmi says in exam we can write the sum like how to, like you taught. Yes, you can solve an exam in the manner which we have discussed. Hiral says it is necessary to solve additional question bank. See, if you have extra time, then you can go for additional question bank. If you don't have time, then you can leave them. Don't worry. Working sheet. Teja is asking about working sheet will be given into exam. Working sheet is available at the end of question paper, where 100 question finishes. At last, you will have 2, 3, 4 pages empty. So at 2, 3, 4 pages, you can do your workings. Okay. Yes, if you have given the wrong answer, negative marking will be there. 1/4 is a negative marking. No, if you don't attempt, then there will be no negative marking. Negative marking is only for wrong answers, not for unattempted one. Smith says your diagram technique is awesome. Okay, great. So, all right, everyone, we have finished this chapter finally, binomial, Poisson, and then normal distribution. Now it's your task to do all these questions thoroughly and revise it well, learn all these formulas and do well in your examination. So best of luck, everyone, and bye-bye. Take care. See you soon.